Hey, mister, can you tell me the way to get to Easy Street? He said, go on down the Good Time Road, make a right, then you know where to go from there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show here this evening. I got a special show. I don't know how much I can say about these guys. In '73, I came off the road after a short time, and I came back to Sarnia, and my good friend Tony Spina here introduced me to Gene Siebert. And we were waiting for...
That's me. This cowboy here.
We were waiting for Vic to come down from Toronto. Vic was still on the road at the time.
Right.
And they've been on the road their lifetime with a group called...
The Sons of the Saddle.
Sons of the Saddle. Who were the Sons of the Saddle, Vic?
Well, originally there was Gene on the accordion. My brother Lenny played bass. Johnny Allen on steel guitar. And...
Roy Warhurst.
Oh, yeah, Roy Warhurst on fiddle.
He's on Country West now. You see him on TV out of Regina.
Is that right?
Yeah, Saturday nights.
And then Al Cherney, he was before Roy Warhurst.
Al Cherney, well, there's a popular name.
Yeah.
Tommy Hunter
started out.
Yeah, right.
Listen, let's do a song. Something that we used to do.
All righty, how about an old Gene Autry?
All right, I can handle that, Vic.
Let's go.
You all set there, Gene?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lonely Jims and we. I'm back in the saddle again, riding the range once more, toting my old 44, where you sleep out every night and the only law is right. I'm back in the saddle again. Whoopee-tie-I-O, rocking to and fro. I'm back in the saddle again. Whoopee-tie-I-A, I'll go my way. Well, I'm back in the saddle again. Yeah, Jesus, Sarah. Back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lonely Jims and we. I'm back in the saddle again, riding the range once more, toting my old 44, where you sleep out every night and the only law is right. I'm back in the saddle again. Whoopee-tie-I-O, rocking to and fro. Back in the saddle again. Whoopee-tie-I-A, I'll go my way. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back in the saddle again.
Gene Autry, back in the saddle again.
Goes back a few years, Rick?
Yeah, it does, Vic. Talking about going back a few years, I think this might interest the folks if we can. You had a TV show, The Sons of the Saddle?
Yeah, back in Winnipeg. We're about the first ones to start, I think. That's back in the pioneers' days of television, I guess.
1956.
Yeah, 56.
This is the set that you did your show on.
Yeah, that's one of them.
CBLT in Winnipeg.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Speaking of pioneers, the Sons of the Pioneers,
yeah,
who, of course, did Tumblin' Tumbleweeds, one that I know of. I mean, they're a little before my time. But
Cool Water.
Cool Water. You toured with them.
Yeah, that was back in 1953, wasn't it, Gene?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 53.
53?
Yeah, we toured Alberta, Saskatchewan. Oops.
Yeah, well,
We filled in for him. We went to Seattle to do a job for him, and then there was a job open in Elko, Nevada, that they couldn't make with Roy Rogers, so we took that job. And then we opened up in Harris Club in Reno, and they all come up to see us that night.
Is that right?
Really nice.
Yeah, a great bunch of guys.
Whole
Rick.
works, yeah.
Just great.
One more question before we do another song. Where's Brother Lenny now?
Lenny's out in Calgary.
Oh, Calgary.
Yeah.
It was great because when we all got together, it just sort of slid together because I managed to fill in Lenny's vocal parts.
Yeah,
it was,
right.
5 years we had a band.
times.
That was good times there, Rick.
Yeah,
Real
geez.
good.
Rough, but they were good.
What isn't
fun.
in the music business, eh?
Let's do another song here for the folks.
All righty.
Something we used to do by, well, maybe it was done earlier, but I know Ricky Nelson did the song.
Right.
Hello, Mary Lou. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Pass me by one sunny day, flash those big brown eyes my way, and ooh, I wanted you forevermore. I'm not one that gets around, swear my feet stuck to the ground, and no, I never did meet you before. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part, so hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Oh, yeah. I touched your lips, I heard your voice, then I knew I had no choice. Wild horses couldn't make me stay away. I dreamed about that moon at night, arms around you good and tight. That's all I had to see for me to say. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part, so hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. Well, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. Yo, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye, heart. Hello, Mary Lou.
Great job, Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Thank you, boys.
Real
Thank
fine
you very
singing.
much. I do appreciate it. What's this I got here?
Getting better with age.
You had a few albums out in your time.
Yes.
Well, a few.
Tony, we should have recorded a few albums like these.
Still isn't too late, Rick.
Can I show this album cover here? This is The Sons of the Saddle. What year was this done in? You
Oh, that was one of the first albums we ever cut. That was on
51, I would say.
about 51, I think,
Is
Rick.
that right?
I wasn't
51. I was
I
born
wasn't
in 51.
quite born then. I joined them later.
Okay, Gene Siebert, the king of the squeeze boxes. This is an album you had out, Gene.
Yeah, that was recorded in the Alamo Combo in Toronto, Rick.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was a group that was upstairs, and we played the lounge on the main floor, like.
I read a write-up the other day, and definitely wasn't a newspaper of today, but a newspaper of yesterday of you guys there were a year and a half.
Pretty well off and on, about 4 years, but at one stretch, I think we were there for 18 months.
Full houses.
Yeah. So we had a
Quite
good
a
time.
variety. We played gay 90s stuff. We used to do costume changes.
Yeah, well,
You were
we
comedy
used to
actor.
do a variety of stuff.
I used to do a woman's act.
This is really nice because people, since we broke up 8 years ago, people have but wondering where's the Siebert brothers. Here they are,
Yeah.
right now.
Still
Gene-
kicking around.
Gene Siebert and a song called Just Because.
Just 'cause you think you're so pretty, just 'cause you think you're so hot, just 'cause you think you've got something that nobody else has got, you cause me to spend all my money. You laugh, call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because, just because. 'cause you think you're so pretty, just 'cause you think you're so hot, just because you think you've got something that nobody else has got. You caused me to spend all my money. You laugh, call me old Santa Claus. I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you just because, just because.
Gene, those fingers just never slow down. What?
They're getting a little heavy.
That's
not all that's getting heavy.
That's one thing that.
A little thick through the middle too, Gene.
That's one thing that always got the people going. You know, whenever we did a dance, in a club or whatever.
It saves you a lot of.
Yeah, we could play any rock and roll, anything at all, but if they weren't going, Gene would put the squeeze box on, and away the people went.
That's
too.
it. That always gets them going, Rick.
I didn't know when you put on weight, my fingers get fat too, I guess. should be like a chicken. They get as fat as they want, but their face stays skinny.
Yeah, right.
Just some of the names that you guys toured with, because I'm fascinated, and I think the people that everybody that's familiar with you guys over the years don't really know, who you toured with. The Pioneers we mentioned.
Yeah, the Pioneers. That was one of our greatest tours, I think. And then, of course, the legendary Wolf Carter. We backed him up several times.
Stompin' Tom.
Stomp Tom Connors.
Wolf Carter.
Hank Snow. We're on tour with.
Watch your language.
The three of them. There's Hank,
we all love
ourselves,
Hank.
And Wolf Carter, and Stompin' Tom.
And you were pretty close friends with Wolf Carter.
With Wolf, yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, that's great.
And then Country Hoedown, we backed them up on the road.
Yeah, we toured with Country Hoedown. That's back, what year was that, Gene? You remember?
Mm,
Anyway.
Early 60s?
Yeah, well, when Country Hoedown was going good, there was the Hames sisters, Gordy Tapp, Tommy Common, Tommy Hunter, and
Morris Bollier.
Pat Hervey, Morris Bollier that used to play banjo.
Cherney.
Al Cherney. So it was a great tour. We started out in Vancouver and toured all down through British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and then back
Montreal.
down. Montreal, yeah.
They chased us back.
We missed a fine generation, Tony. Let's do a song, boys. Have I told you lately that I love you?
No, you haven't. Really.
Not yet.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Could I tell you once again somehow? Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now.
told you lately how I miss you? When the stars are shining in the sky, have I told you how my heart and soul, how I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. This heart would break in two if you refuse me. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Well, darling, I'm telling you now.
That's a pretty song. Pretty
That's
song.
going back a few years too, Rick.
Well, I remember that from, I think Ricky, not Ricky, Bobby Vinton. Now, where does
I
that?
think Bobby Vinton had it.
Probably goes back a couple other years, does it, Vic?
Well, back to the days of Lulabelle and Skyline Scotty. I think they're the ones that wrote it.
All right.
That's an
And
oldie.
don't ask me how long that goes back, but or how far. Quite a ways anyway, Rick.
Let's get right into another one, Vic, if you don't mind. I'd love to do that one that we used to do in, I used to hear the hungry coyote with the...
As he slinks up through the grass. Well, this is kind of an old song, relates back to the hungry, the dirty 30s, back in that era, Rick.
When I was born, you can tell by looking at me.
Yeah. Born in the hungry 30s.
Great tune.
Anyway, we'd like to do a little old sod shanty.
I'm looking rather seedy now while holding down my flame, and my victuals are not always served the best, and the mice play shut around me as I nestle down to rest in my little old sod shanty on my claim. Oh, the hinges are of leather, and the windows have no glass, and the boardroom lets a howling blizzard in, and I hear the hungry coyote as he slinks up through the grass round the little old sod shanty on my claim. Now when I left my western home a bachelor so gay, try and win my way to wealth and fame, I never thought that I'd come down to burn a twisted hay round a little old sod shanty on my claim. Oh, the hinges are of leather, and the windows have no glass, and the boardroom lets a howling blizzard in, and I hear the hungry coyote as he slinks up through the grass round the little old sod shanty on my claim. One more time. I wish that some kind-hearted girl would pity on me, take, and relieve me from this awful mess I'm in. Oh, the angel, how I'd bless her if this her home she'd make round a little old sod shanty on my claim. Oh, the hinges are of leather, and the windows have no glass, and the boardroom lets a howling blizzard in, and I hear the hungry coyote as he slinks up through the grass round the little old sod shanty on my claim, round the little old sod shanty on my claim.
Classic tune, a classic tune. Thank you.
Yes, sir,
Vic.
a real good one.
Vic, the Grey Cup Parade.
Grey Cup Parade, well, that was back in 48, I think that came down.
The first one, you played
The
at the
Calgary
first.
Stampede, yeah. The Calgary Stampeders, and then they won it that year, and then we came back in 49, and Montreal wiped us out.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was the very first Grey Cup that ever happened. You were
That's
there.
the first one that Calgary ever came down.
That's where the parade started, because they come down with a chuck wagon.
Oh, we had the whole ball of wax. Music, chuck wagons, wild cowgirls and cowboys. The whole bit, Rick.
I can dig it.
Cigarettes and whiskey now.
Cigarettes. Listen, can we get into a classic tune that was always my favorite song that we did, and we got closed off every show with it. Not that we're closing off this show just yet, but I want to get it in. Tumblin' Tumbleweeds.
Ready?
Sons of the Pioneers, classic song.
Right, that's one of the greatest. One of the greatest they ever wrote, I think, Rick.
See them tumbling down, pledging their love to the ground. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. Cares of the past are behind, nowhere to go but I'll find just where the trail will wind, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. I know
Sing it, Roy.
when night has gone,
Sounds like Trigger.
there's a new world born at dawn. I'll keep rolling along. Deep in my heart is a song. Here on the range I belong, drifting along with a tumbling tumbleweed. All right.
I'm a roving cowboy, riding all day long. Tumbleweeds around me sing their lonely song. Nights underneath the prairie moon, I'll ride along and sing a tune.
See them tumbling down, pledging their love to the ground. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed.
Great,
Vic, this takes me back to the show we did with Jan Howard.
Right.
I'll hand him another
He broke a
guitar.
string. We got another guitar here. We're
Well,
gonna.
I brought a spare along, Rick. So we're right in business.
Man of many guitars.
Could only happen to you,
Sing
Vic.
it first, I'll
Now, if
sing.
it's in tune, that's another thing.
Well, we got time for a quick tune-up here, Gene.
I think he's in tune with it.
Yeah, I tuned up before the show, Rick, so
Okay, well, let's.
close enough for jazz anyway.
I gotta. What did you guys tour in? Did you have?
Well, we used to have a car and maybe a trailer on the back for the instruments. Then when we first started out, we just had a car with a rack on top and carried all our gear up on top of it.
Great big limousine. I seen a picture.
Well, I don't know if it was a limousine, but
It was a Lincoln. One was a Lincoln, two Lincolns. And
yeah, and then we had a old 88 Olds.
Yeah.
And things got rough. We went back to a little Chevy.
got better the next year. You bought another Olds.
Right.
How many albums did you guys release altogether?
I don't know. I'd say around about 15. I'd say altogether, Rick. These are just some of these, well, the ones we showed there, but
Yeah.
the latest one, we had one more out, well, just before we broke up, right, Gene?
Yeah.
The group broke up. She Looks That Way, the album. And that was about the last one we put out.
She Looks That Way. I heard that. It was a great album. I got it. You are originally from Tabor, Alberta.
Tabor, Alberta, just south of Lethbridge.
Yeah. And then you moved to Calgary, and
Yeah, that's where we started the music business. I started on a radio station there, CFCN in Calgary,
Very
as a DJ and singing the odd song in between.
how'd you get to work
How do you mean? On the radio?
on the radio show? I remember you.
Well, I tell you, how did I get to
Yeah.
work?
How did you get to work?
Well, in them days on a bicycle, Rick. Things weren't too good.
With a guitar strapped on your back and away.
Right, and I was coming down to get to work. I had to go down through Chinatown,
Center Street in Calgary.
Center Street in Calgary. It's a pretty steep grade, and as I was coming down, it was a little icy this morning, and I had the guitar in my arm, and I see this old boy crossing the street with a bag of laundry. So he saw me coming. I had up a pretty good head of steam, and he knew I couldn't stop, so he just dropped the whole load of laundry in the middle of the street, and he took off. And I think he's still running, Rick. I haven't seen him since.
Well,
Great experience.
you guys, Tony, Gene, Vic, I want to say that if I could do another 5 years of my life, repeat 5 years, it would be the 5 years that we did together. It was just
We had a good time.
pleasure
Well,
working
same
with
here,
you
Rick.
guys. And let's close out the show, if you don't mind, doing a little bit of This Land Is Your Land. Vic.
All righty.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Bonta Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Blue Water, this land was made for you and me. I've roamed, I've rambled the ribbon of highway. I saw above me a clear blue skyway, and down below me a voice was calling. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Bonta Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Blue Water, this land was made for you and me.
I hope you folks have enjoyed this show as much as I've enjoyed doing it. Hope to see more of you guys in the future. The Sons of the Saddle, Siebert Brothers, Tony Spina. Thanks, Tony. Sing her again.
As I was walking the ribbon of highway, I saw above me a clear blue skyway, and down below me a voice was calling. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Bonta Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Blue Water, this land was made for you and me.
Thanks for dropping in, folks. We'll see you again real soon, I hope. Once again, thanks to the Siebert Brothers, Tony Spina.
Yeah, keep it going. This land is your land, this land is my land.
I said, hey, mister, can you tell me the way to get to Easy Street? He said, going down the Good Time Road, make a right, then you know where to go from there. I said, hey, mister, can you tell me the way to get to Easy Street? He said, go on down the Good Time Road, make a right, then you know where to go from there.